Dear Adam Sykes, I hope this finds you well. I hear today's your birthday, well I hope it's really swell. I decided to get you a gift for being an awesome friend. I hope that we have friendship until the very end. Dear Pony Fanboy. Aww. That's sweet. Since today was my birthday, alright, what could it possibly be? He didn't have to do this, you know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You didn't have to go and get the fucking shirt. No, Swigga. Let me be clear to you. He did not have to do this. Look, man, I'm not saying this to diss you, alright? I understand. That shirt is fucking bullshit, alright? I wouldn't wear that. You could give me, like, $1 million, a gaggle of hoes, and some rocks, and I wouldn't fucking wear that shit. But, man, it's your birthday. He got it for you. He thought it would be something special, so just... like a good parent, like all these yuppie-ass parents would, just do it for one fucking video for him, alright? And then you could give it back to him or some shit. I don't fucking know. Okay, fine. I'll wear it. But I'm gonna wear it underneath my old work shirt, okay? I'm not gonna wear this thing openly, alright? No. Just... I appreciate the gesture and all. I'm glad he tried to get me something for my birthday, but of all things, this. He had to get me this! Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Adam.
And I'm Mike.
Yep, and this is the Blockbuster show, where we watch some pretty bad movies, and
we watched a pretty bad one.
This beat out Norm of the North, I think. This was leagues above that.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
We didn't even get voice actors. We got robotic voice from Google Translate.
Yeah. This movie even begins with the 20th Century Fox logo. Do you remember?
Yes, it did. When the 20th Century Fox thing came up, I was thinking maybe we'll have voice actors because, you know, at the beginning it wasn't looking too good, and we didn't. We got a few voice actors while the people were in jail going, "Oh
no!" Okay, so the movie is GoAnimate The Movie, which, yeah, you know those GoAnimate videos on YouTube, the grounded videos, the Caillou gets grounded? Yeah, it's that for an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
And, just what a hell dwells from this movie. So, okay. The plot, with 16 quotation marks, you can call it that, plot, has characters like PC Guy.
And Eric.
1
and 2. There's two Erics. They look exactly the same.
And there's 2 stick guys.
Oh yeah.
And stick cops.
Yeah.
Two separate
and then you have like the construction stick guy who was like only referenced in the movie one time.
And he disappears. He only had the one natural human voice in the entire movie. A background character.
Oh, the best part about that guy is it shows him. He bumps into the cop and he goes, "You bumped into me. You're going to jail." And he puts him in jail. Yeah. It's the worst.
That's police brutality right there.
Hey, who smashed me? Who?
I did. Mail Time song from Blue's Clues is the best sing-along song I ever sang. I'm sorry.
Sorry. This is the worst sing-along song you ever sang. You're going to jail.
The plot, if we can call it that, has PC Guy... at the very beginning they said that he bought it, but apparently he didn't. He shoplifted at a Walmart, which by Walmart, it's a stock Google image of Walmart of people walking, frozen in the image, and they just act like it's not there.
It's literally a walking animation, but their arms are by their sides the entire time, and it's just a Google image in the background.
Yep. And So PC guy apparently stole a toy, and then Eric tells the security guard, "Hey, he stole it." And then him and his wife, girlfriend, lady friend, whatever, run after him.
Know.
And oh yeah, that was the first of many chase scenes in this movie.
Oh yeah,
which had the same music.
We have a lot of chase scenes, and they're really repetitive. It shows two people running across a plane that is about a 3-second loop for about a minute.
And then even though usually they would just have the toy taken and taken back to the store, apparently Eric and his friends, roommates, family, whatever they were.
Some guy named Victor.
Yeah, maybe that was his son, maybe that was just his roommate, and some other chick that he was cooking chicken for, a chicken leg,
chicken leg in a frying pan, that he takes it off and it turns into a rotisserie chicken.
When they present it to her. That was stupid. There's so much stuff that happens in this movie you don't believe. And then we get to the villain of the movie, which, yeah, Mike, take it away.
His name is Mr. Keebler, and, you know, he's a reused model of the security guard that we had earlier in the movie, but instead we have 2 animated horns on his head. That's all.
And he's also introduced with a really, really bizarre parody of "You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch."
Mm-hmm. It's parodied by like 10-year-old kids, and it's pretty bad. That's another thing. Whenever this movie had any actual dialogue, it sounded like children on like one of those like Xbox headphone microphones. It sounded like that. Mr. Keebler wants to. It was either destroy or take over the world. I forget which one. I think it was destroy. Mm-hmm. Either way, it's stupid. He's the villain of the movie. There's a character named Jack who we've seen several times throughout the movie, and Jack he doesn't quite play a part till like 3/4 way through the movie, where he turns out to become a superhero.
What was it, Jack of Shade or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he gets superpowers. How?
We just no introduction
exactly
to how that happens. He does a Tasmanian devil spin into a superhero suit, and he's flying through the sky, waving his hand back and forth constantly.
That was stupid.
For 45 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah. Which we'll get to that. The repetitiveness of this movie is. Mm-hmm. But at the very end, Jack shows up and fights Mr. Keebler. The fighting animations throughout this movie are awesome because it just looks like a huge. Just show a clip of it. You'll see.
Yeah, we'll add in a clip for you.
The repetitiveness of this movie is another thing. They will have things happen on loops repeatedly just to fill up time in the movie, and it's insane. There is a animation of a stick guy running from a stick cop that goes on for I want to say about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
he goes all the way through day and night, across a plain, across mountains, and across ice. And, you know, he just keeps running the same way.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, then they have Eric watching it on a TV, and they show the entire thing in its entirety for another 2 minutes.
It only gets better, though, because while we get to rewatch this 2-minute scene on, like, a really badly edited TV, we get to hear, ha 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 ha.
Random song numbers in this movie. There was, and half of them don't even have songs. Maybe the video that we watched didn't have any, like, audio, or maybe they removed it for copyright reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, there's 2 parts in the movie where there was no audio for a minute to 3 minutes.
Yeah. So. But the first song is Sing-Along Songs with Simon, which they blatantly stopped the movie just to...
20 minutes into the movie, you know, we're going along, and boom, there it is. It's out of nowhere.
I mean, come on, man. That would be as awkward as if we just randomly edited in an MC Swigga parody in the middle of this review. I hope y'all learned some shit today from the song that I sing with a clear message. Yes, everyone's racist, let's face it, but we can still get along. Don't like that, then suck my cock. Yes, bigotry is wrong. So let's make up, be friends, and let's all sing this song. Yes, everyone is racist, especially you, Al Sharpton. Honky can't play basketball. Yeah, Naka. They go to a circus, and PC Guy is a clown there.
Oh, yes.
And he's reciting nursery rhymes on stage to this guy who we focus a solid minute on after that scene. Like, they show him getting dressed and going and brushing his teeth and then running off to work. Like, who is this guy? Like, this movie introduces so many characters, and you're like, who is this? Why do we care about them? Why are they here? And it's frustrating because it's just like, we don't know anybody in this movie. Like, I mean, when you're introduced to Eric and PC Guy, you're like, okay, whatever, these are our main characters. Mm-hmm. The villain, Mr. Keebler, oh god, they have a terrible comic relief in this movie. Gary Johnson, based on the actual guy, and Protester Girl, whose name is seriously Protester Girl.
Yep.
That was... And I guess they wanted him to be the comic relief because he's always laughing at his unfunny jokes all throughout the movie, where he'll say something unfunny and then tee-hee.
Yeah, it's constantly tee-hee-hee.
Oh god, the constant use of this. Every time they needed a hand, they have a stock image of a hand with a finger.
The best part is when somebody goes to knock on the door, and it's just knock, knock, knock. And then it just it doesn't even open the door. It makes a stock sound. The door is closed, and the guy's in the living room already.
Yeah.
And that's literally how we find out of every character. Just they're already inside the house. There's no explanation. It's everybody lives in one house. The door is always open.
Every time they show that house, the first time they show it, it's like Eric and his buddy's house. Mm-hmm. And then the next time you see it, it's PC Guy's house, and it constantly switches, and it's frustrating because it's like, it's not consistent.
How about the part where we're walking through a hallway, which is what I assumed, and, you know, Eric and Victor, they get stuck on a piece of gum. And they literally cannot walk. They can't walk, you know. That's pretty normal. And they're like, there's gum all over the floor. The floor is completely clean. It's actually shiny. It doesn't make any sense. So, you know, to get off the gum, they start dancing, which actually makes the gum go all over their shoes. And it just starts making this horribly animated sound that goes on for, I'd say, about a minute, until Stick Guy walks in, and he's apparently chewing gum, and it's like the generic chewing with your mouth open noise continuously. Yeah. And they're like, oh look, it is Stick Guy. He must be the one chewing gum. And next thing you know, there's just gum on Eric's shirt, and he pulls out a camera from nowhere. He's like, I have to take a picture of this. And he snaps a picture of it. I think one of the greatest parts was when they're like, PC Guy, you shoplifted. You must be put in jail for 5 days. And it shows him in jail, and he's like, I shall sleep for 5 days. And it shows a guy in the back just holding onto the bars, constantly doing this animation. And it says 5 days later, and the guy is still tugging at the bars. And, you know, the jail cell just randomly opens, and PC Guy gets out. And you know what he does? He somehow appears in Eric's house, and he appears outside, and it's in a running scene again. And he gets put in jail again. And the guy is still tugging at the bars.
Although, yeah, he does get thrown in jail. Although, there's a third time that happened, and I'm like, this movie is just going to be that for an hour, isn't it? But that turns out that was a dream sequence.
Oh, yeah.
They actually have a scene where he wakes up and goes, that was a dream.
Yeah, we do have a few times that happens, and it doesn't add anything to the story at all.
No. The reason Stick Guy gets thrown in jail was awesome, because he was singing, of all songs, the male song from Blue's Clues.
So we see Eric on just a piece of ice in the middle of nowhere. We have no reason why he got there.
No. The setup to that, though. The reason he left was because he hated the sing-along song with Simon.
Yes.
So what he did was, he says, this is the worst sing-along song ever. So then, he runs all the way out. There's like a solid minute of him running out, like against trees, and then against a mountain behind him. And then all of a sudden, he's in the Arctic tundra, And yeah, then
just water all around him.
Yeah.
And, you know,
And
he's on the piece of ice.
he's on
There's
ice.
no reason. And Stick Guy comes out of the water. Mail time.
mail time, mail time.
And, you know.
Yeah, they use the actual song. That's the music in this movie. If that's like one of the things you can even criticize about this film is they have the weirdest selection of music. They have that. They have sunshine in springtime, sunshine in style, like whatever that was. The weird song that they had during the sing-along song with Simon. The random spurts of no music where they are supposed to have musical numbers and stuff. The action sequence between Eric and PC Guy, which even had an AK that shot laser beams.
Yes.
That had no music. Again, maybe it was the copy of the movie that we watched. Maybe
we don't know.
We don't know, but that was baffling. Like we both looked at each other.
I guess some pretty weird scenes that I guess reference Dragon Ball Z. We had a guy going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, the Super
and we
Saiyans.
had some Kamehamehas.
Yeah.
And after Stick Guy sings Mail Time, he gets shot all the way back to like Eric's house, I guess. And there's just a cop there, and he's like, "You are being arrested for singing," and he gets put in jail. It's like, why?
Didn't they do the same thing with PC Guy too later? Yeah, he gets blasted, although he landed in the ocean.
Yes.
And they did that to Stick Guy too. He ends up landing in the ocean, and then he drowns. At least we think he does, because he ends up in the water and does the generic.
Yeah, there's a sort of party animation. We'll add that in for you so you can see it at least once. And this is used too many times.
It's just like with the thing with the gum, where they get their feet stuck to the floor with the gum, and they just they bust out doing the GoAnimate dance.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, so much stuff happens in this movie. Let's get to the movie's ending. The movie ends by the when there's 20 minutes left in the film. PC Guy finally pays for the toy. He gives the money to Cookie Monster, of all people. They actually have a Cookie Monster model in the GoAnimate. I'm assuming that was actually part of the website and they decided to use it. Because I think they actually used all the models that GoAnimate gives you. And I'm pretty sure all the names that they're given are the names that the website selects, and then you can actually go back and change the names. I don't know. This is just me guessing. I've never been on GoAnimate. Yeah, he gives the money to Cookie Monster. So now PC Guy has bought the toy. This is apparently such groundbreaking news. It pops up in the newspapers that are delivered in the New Jersey area, because the movie takes place in New Jersey, I guess.
Yeah, for a pretty good amount.
Yeah, and then it ends with Eric and his family, I guess, get to keep their model of the toy, but it won't work because none of the batteries that they put in it work. And Eric has one of his many random deep voice possession sequences. That's all throughout the movie.
Yes.
They love using this effect.
We'll add in a little clip of this, and the screen goes all red, and we just get a lower tone voice that's, I guess, supposed to be spooky.
And two characters in particular do it, Eric and Mr. Keebler.
5 days. That's it. I've had enough. I will ground that guy from Walmart.
And you always have the generic evil laugh in the background.
And I mean it. Ha 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 ha.
There's just so much to summarize with this movie. We can't really go through everything.
I'd say one of the questionable animations was when PC Guy actually pays for the toy. Cookie Monster holds the $100 bill, and he goes, "Money," and he just eats it. It's like, why was that a thing?
Well, yeah, why? What was it? No. And the way he eats it was the dollar just shrinks in his mouth.
The dollar just shrinks in his mouth. And we only ever saw him one other time, which is at the very beginning of the movie.
And he runs by in
1 second. And I was like, is that Cookie Monster? We get to see him at the end of the movie once.
Yeah. Actually, technically we see him at the end twice because
we do see him
everyone comes back at the end. Everyone that appeared once in the movie shows up, and they say that they're going to have a party.
Yeah, they're like, we're going to have a party. Me 2. Me 3. Me 4. Me 5. And it just, we have to re-show all the characters.
All the characters that showed up once or twice in the movie. Oh wow, Jack being there, I get that because he was sort of a crucial character, but Cookie Monster and these random Rayman people with their hands.
Yeah, they had no arms. It was just sort of floating hands. It really reminded me of Rayman.
I was thinking the exact same thing, so high five. Yeah. So in conclusion, this movie's bad.
Oh yeah.
But I want to say this is probably the best worst movie we've ever watched.
I actually got some pretty funny parts. I was laughing pretty hard.
I mean, compared to, some people say like Birdemic and Norm of the North and Cool Cat Saves the Kids is one of those kind of movies. No, man. I would recommend this movie 100%. Like, if you're into movies that are bad and you want to laugh at them, watch GoAnimate The Movie.
If you got some spare time and you have no idea what to do, you can go ahead and watch this movie.
You can get it on YouTube. And they even attempted to get this on DVD at one point.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I don't think it went through.
I hope not.
So, yeah. This movie is amazingly bad, and I think I finally understand so bad it's good. Because, I never really kind of bought into that. But you know what? This movie kind of sold me on it. This movie is so bad, it's amazing. And yeah, go check this movie out at all cost if you can. This movie is amazing. If you can get like a bad movie night with friends with some pizza and drinks, totally go for it. So that was GoAnimate the Movie. Thank you guys so much and look forward to our next review. See you guys then. Oh hey, I'm Adam Sykes. I'm one of the 3 hosts of the Blockbuster series here on Stefan Presents Sass Productions. And I just wanted to let you guys know, as an early announcement, that we are going to be doing 3 special reviews this summer, seeing how summer is on its way. And we're going to be reviewing 3 terrible parody movies. Our next review is going to be a review of the terrible 300 parody film, Meet the Spartans. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know ahead of time. Look forward to what we're calling the Summer of Spoof on the Blockbuster show. Summer 2017.